Tantor Audio, a division of Recorded Books, presents Recovering from Narcissistic Mothers, A Daughter's Guide by Brenda Stevens, LPCC. Narrated by Tanya Eby. Introduction. When Erica began therapy, she wrote quite a bit more on her intake form than most of my clients do. I was grateful for the information, while also appalled by some of what she shared about her mother. What I read described a lack of boundaries, enmeshment, and control this mother tried to enforce over her daughter, who was now a young adult. It all led to a level of anxiety, depression, and panic that consumed Erica's life. Erica had seen a few therapists in the past, but the insidiousness of narcissistic abuse did not seem to be something these therapists understood. Few therapists recognize this type of abuse and how it differs from more overt types of abuse, such as physical violence or neglect. The abuse children experience from a narcissistic mother is subtle and mostly invisible to everyone else. The child, however, feels it at their core and builds defenses early on to protect themselves from the emotional torment a narcissistic parent inflicts on the trusting, validation-seeking child. My name is Brenda Stevens, and I have been a licensed professional clinical counselor for several years. Over the span of my career, I started to notice a similar theme with some of my clients who were seeking therapy. The common phrase I kept hearing was, "Am I crazy?" or my clients were lost in their own perceptions of their lives. They had been gaslighted by the person who was supposed to love, nurture, and care for them and validate their experiences and emotions. As adults, they had entered relationships that were also dysfunctional. Noticing a pattern, these people approached therapy with guilt and the belief that they were the problem since nearly all of their relationships were unhealthy. I strongly encourage those listening to this book to seek out therapy, psychiatric care, support groups, or other resources to help navigate your recovery process. There are a growing number of mental health providers who are starting to recognize and treat the victims of this unique and insidious type of abuse, so there are professionals who get it. Most mental health providers want to make sure they're the right fit for you, so don't be afraid to ask prospective providers if they understand this type of abuse in order to find the right person to guide you through your journey. In this book, you will find stories and anecdotes you will likely relate to and find eerily familiar. In my practice, I see that the nature of narcissistic abuse is surprisingly consistent. I often tell clients that it is almost as if narcissists have an abuse playbook they all share. You'll also see that the reactions, responses, and pain of the abused are strikingly common as well. I hope you will see that you are not alone. By the end of this book, you will be better equipped to identify what narcissistic abuse is, how it has affected so many areas of your life, and most importantly, how you can recover and create and maintain healthy, nurturing relationships moving forward. You will gain a deeper understanding of narcissistic personality disorder and what causes this disorder. You will learn how to navigate communication to protect yourself from the manipulation you have experienced with a narcissistic mother. You will also learn the most important defense tactic to use with a narcissist: the creation and maintenance of boundaries. How this book can help. This book is separated into two parts. The first part will enhance your understanding of what narcissistic personality disorder is and how it develops. You will see that although the diagnosable disorder has stringent criteria to meet, narcissism can run on a continuum. Understanding this disorder will help you recognize that you are not who or what you believed yourself to be through the lens of the narcissist. You will see that there are different types of narcissists, and not all of them fit into the diagnostic mold that we see in clinical books and practice. In learning about the causes of narcissistic personality disorder, you may gain compassion and empathy for the narcissist, since they typically develop this disorder due to their own experiences with trauma. Having compassion and empathy does not excuse the behavior, but it does allow you to be true to yourself. More important, it will help you understand that the abuse was never an indicator of your worth. Rather, it is evidence of how wounded the abuser feels. You have the power to reclaim your identity and learn about who you are at your core. Self-love.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?